Jackie. Jackie. Hey guys. Welcome to Bink's Coravir Addiction. Goofy dog. Well, this little video here is going to be a little more bigger than a little one. But anyways, this one here is picking parts from Andy Lane and Karen Lane. Andy had passed away a while back, and his wife is trying to clear out everything. I guess Andy was into Coravirs pretty big years back. I was told he had over 100 of them. He sold them all, I don't know, a few years back. It's probably in the video. We talk about it. And I guess somebody from Washington had bought like most of it all from him, and had actually had like 3 car haulers come get cars and Coravirs, and I heard a whole semi-truck load of parts. Also was told he had bought out a Chevy dealership parts department, something like that, with all the Coravir parts back in the day. Let's see, I don't know. Anyways, it popped up on one of the groups, and Coravir's parts moderate, something like that, and there was just, it didn't say the location, so it said the parts. $5,000 Coravir parts, had a couple of pictures, and it didn't say a description of or a location where it was. So I was looking at the picture, I was like, well, it looks like block walls and bougainvillea, but that could be, I suppose, Florida, some other states, but I was like, kind of looks like Arizona. But so I had messaged, somebody already had messaged location, please. And I messaged after that and didn't hear nothing back. And this was late one night. I was out here in the shop working late and went in the house, and I don't even remember what group it was on. And the next morning I had gotten a message from Matthew. He was out here at the Cactus Corvair text session I had here. So that's the first time I met him. And he had messaged me and says, I'm going over there to look at those parts Monday. Interested in coming? He goes, it's a buy all thing, and I'm just only interested in a few parts. And so I said, yeah, I guess. I mean, and I kind of looked at it, and I'm like, well, I don't know. Is there much anything there? I'm like, well, what do you want? You're going to take, the good stuff, and I'm left with some tins and a few pieces, and we didn't know anything. So, and he said, oh, I'm just looking for a few parts, and he told me what he was looking for. I said, all right, well. So I called Gary and told Gary, and he's like, well, is it worth going out there? That's a day's trip. It's like an hour and 15 minutes from here, hour and 20 with traffic. And I said, well, I guess I don't know. You gotta go ahead and check it out, or it could be good, it could be nothing. So we actually went there and met Monday and walked around the place, and holy cow, parts galore. Yeah, you can see. And I ended up taking the whole week, and today's Friday. This is the last load. My truck is full. I don't have nowhere to put all this stuff. I'm just piling it up here. I removed that one out of the shop here, and I'm just stacking it up. And this is going to drive me nuts because I basically have OCD and I like things clean and straight. But it was buy it all or nothing. They wanted it all gone. They wanted it gone quick. So I ended up buying it. So I guess Andy was, let's see, he's a member of the Cactus Corvair Club for many years. He was a great guy from what everybody says. Gary knew him, said he'd give the shirt off his back. He also was a member of the local car hobby council, and he helped get them to pass to make Coravirs exempt from emissions. So I guess he was part of that too. In Arizona, Coravirs don't have to go through emissions. I asked Gary, he said because they won't ever pass emissions. So anyways, yeah, it's Andy Lane and his wife Karen Lane. And I did, at the end of this whole video thing, I did a nice, I talked to her for about almost 15 minutes. We sat down and talked. It was real nice. So anyways, that's what this one's about, picking parts. And like I says, I might have got a good deal on this stuff. They were asking $5,000 for everything, and they came up to the price. I walked around and I was just like, this is way a lot of work. And they came up with the price, ended up buying it, and it's a lot of work. You know, I have basically 7.5 hours in driving back and forth from there. It's a lot of fuel pulling the trailers, loaded. I mean, the other loads were loaded, and it's a lot of work. We had 3 to 4 guys over there. We took between 4 hours. Basically, we spent there 2 days for 4 hours just loading. We had to load. We couldn't sort through stuff, but there was a mixture of other car parts in with it, and Gary was very good. Thanks, Gary. Gary Sudbeck was very good at picking out the Corvair stuff. There is some other stuff mixed in, possibly here and there, that has to get tossed or, you know, give to somebody could use. And there's probably some Corvair stuff to here that maybe is junk, but you know, it was kind of deal. We had to get in and out of there. So there was 2 days we worked like 4.5 hours, at least 4.5 hours, and then we worked the last day, I don't know, 5.5 hours we were over there, and there was 4 of us that day loading, carrying out, loading. So ended up being a lot of work. I probably have I will have definitely 60 hours in by the time I unload this and pile it up here today. So I've been working my butt off. I would come home here and at the end of the day, eat something. Joe would be, how long are you going to be outside or out there? I says, go to bed. I get in the house at 9:30, 10 o'clock, go fill up the truck with diesel, get the trailer all ready, and go to bed and get up at 3 and back out there at 7 at the place and start cleaning and digging and loading. So lots of work, but Karen was very happy. It went to a, you know, Corvair guy, and they didn't want to go into scrap, and there's probably a lot of stuff there that's going to get scrapped. They were big into Hudson's. There's lots of Hudson parts, other parts. We did leave some Corvair stuff there. That's just how much do you take, you know, when it's tore apart generators, different things, you know, there's just piles and piles and piles. So anyways, that's what this video is, and very interesting. We had fun. Is it good? Is it not? Let me know. Well, anyways, we're going to go over by Gary's. Going to start over by Gary's and go over there and check this stuff out. All right. Let's go to Gary's house. I'm over at Gary's house this morning.
How's everybody doing?
Cold. It's cold this morning.
Definitely.
What we're doing today is we are going to a Corvair pick. Somebody that was in the Corvairs passed away, and his wife has a garage full of parts and pieces, maybe junk, maybe something good, we don't know.
Until we get there.
Yeah, till we dig around.
Yep.
So, sounds like nobody was really interested in it too much. You know, they had a price of $5,000 offer, and everybody was kind of chiming in on the group. It was on one of the Corvair groups, and lucky if you get 1,000, lucky 500, or from what I see there, you should just give it to somebody.
Get it out of the way.
Get it cleaned up.
Yep.
And like 3 people said, contact Scott Tom. He's on that side of the valley, or he's in the valley.
Yeah.
And I figured, well, I'll call Gary and maybe
go over and check it out.
Check it out. And the last thing the guy posted was, well, if there's no dollar value or interest, it'll go to the scrap because they need it cleaned. So we're meeting another guy over there, Matthew. He was at the tech session, and he's the one that actually contacted them first. And then he contacted me because the deal is they want one person to buy it all, buy the whole thing. And Matthew said he'd just be interested to feel things. So I talked to him again and last night, and he says, well, it's up to me. If I buy it all, he'll buy a few pieces from us and whatever, you know.
Yeah, that'll work.
And like I said, you look at a rear end or something, they think it's worth $50 or $100, you don't know what's in it. It could be,
Right. Could be junk. That's
be-
why it's out and on the ground.
yeah, that's why, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we know from
We know
experience.
that.
From
Absolutely.
experience, yeah.
Yep.
Bad gears, different gears.
Yep.
and
Wore out.
Like he's looking for a rear end, and he says he can check the numbers. I said, but you don't know what's in it.
Right.
So
Numbers are fun, but what's in it is what counts.
yeah, so we got the trailer and the truck, and we'll go have fun.
Absolutely.
All right, let's go do this.
From Washington State, came down and bought everything, almost everything he had, because he still has stuff, but took all his vehicles.
All Corvairs?
Corvairs, pickups, vans, suspensions. Andy actually bought out Courtesy Chevrolet's inventory of Corvair parts that were still on the shelf back in the late 70s.
Yeah.
And so he had a garage that was bigger than this, but not as tall. And he had a 2-acre lot, and there wasn't a spot on it that didn't have a Corvair.
And was he in the Corvair group or a club? Or
Yeah, oh yeah, oh
Did
yeah.
you know him?
Oh yeah.
Did you know him?
Andy Lang,
Yeah,
about
I know
6'9", white hair.
Yep. I know it.
This is him.
No kidding.
He passed away last March.
Wow.
And the guy from Washington came by, and he told me the guys, he took a semi full of parts and 3 car trailers, car haulers, not car truck, car haulers,
Right.
and loaded up all the vehicles. And
And when was this? Recently?
that was in 94,
Oh, okay. So this was
95.
a while back then. Okay, you
Yeah.
just got out of Corvairs at the time.
But he's had the Hudsons. He had a 54 convertible, Hudson
Hornet.
convertible, Hornet convertible.
No kidding.
And
This is a 54 also. That's a parts car.
and
Gotta get rid of.
he
Okay.
the thing is Andy was probably the nicest man you ever met.
Yeah.
Give you the shirt off his back.
Super guy.
If he had something and
You needed it.
you either got it, or if you
find it
offered
for
him
you?
money, he'd say no.
Oh, okay.
So,
I
but
like you. All right. Well, this is Rick, right?
yeah, Rick.
Rick, and you're kind of helping out with the estate.
Helping the missus.
Okay.
She doesn't know what to do with all of this stuff.
Okay. Well, you want to show us
Yeah.
what's
Well,
doing?
we can start
Here
it.
we go. Hey,
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, Matt.
Hey guys, good morning.
hey man, I'm Rick.
Good morning. We've met before.
I'm the one on Facebook.
Good morning.
I'm Rick.
No,
So-
we had a Corvair tech session show over at my property, and so I just met Matthew, and he reached out to me about this because it's on his side of town. And
You're from Sun City.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's a gathering of Coravir people.
Yeah.
all right, well,
Corvair.
what's
Well, I'm a Chevy guy, to be honest with you, but there ain't nothing on a Corvair that'll fit my Camaro or my El Camino. Or,
Definitely Chevys though.
yeah.
There's an engine running outside there. If you don't get that.
Yeah. Over here, we've got actually we got 2. We have this one here.
I don't even know what that is.
It looks like it
Nah.
might have burnt.
That doesn't even look like Corvair.
No, that's
Oh,
It's something else.
That's not a Corvair.
that's not Corvair.
It's a water pumper.
Yeah. And then we have this one here.
One here, yeah. Gotcha.
A guy responded on Facebook because he saw the picture, wanted to know how much for the manifold. And I
Yeah.
said, I'm really not trying to piece things out.
It takes too long to
It
try
takes-
to sell.
takes
one.
too much.
Yeah.
So, and then
Well,
he's got these. I believe these are all fan covers up there.
yeah, turkey roasters.
So,
That's
and then
just-
another guy was asking about some rims, and I said I don't know.
Bumpers, bumpers, rims.
Until you need one, and you can't find
Yeah,
it.
see,
Little things
I
here and
don't know
there.
what this stuff is.
Oh, that's just a.
More
Yeah.
turkey roasters.
Yeah, there's some more covers here. Oh, here we go. Now here's a bunch of 4-lug,
Yeah, for.
but I
This
don't.
if I got the
But he
like this here,
Yeah.
if they have the right lug pattern, they can put them on there
This
too.
guy knows more.
Because it's the earlies are the four luggers. I was hoping he had a big pile of old rusty tins. But
Well, like I said, you know, he's been collecting this stuff for the last 50 years.
Yeah.
And,
Corvair wheel there. The
looking
four-wheel.
rim, it looked like it had kind of like the old Chevy Rally, but it only had 4. And I don't remember what he called it, but he wanted to know if there were any wheels like this.
You can walk through there. I don't even know. You might see something in there that don't know what kind of parts for sure. A lot of custom stuff.
Oh.
At least it used to be. Been a lot of people walking through here.
Well, it's a heavy duty setup, isn't it?
Yeah.
oh, here, yeah, heads.
Oh, yeah.
Some heads. All
Exhaust systems for the Coravir.
yeah.
And
There's Gary. He knows.
Is that Corvair stuff there?
No.
that looks like motorcycle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he'll see any little piece and know what year and.
That's the way Andy was.
Yeah, he's teaching me all those. You gotta look for this.
I don't know if these are.
This looks like FC stuff.
Some Corvair, some not. But yeah. Corvair heads.
Yep, Coravir heads. Coravir heads.
Well, there's a lot more in the garage.
Okay.
No clue what that's from.
That's the rare stuff.
Oh, you know what it is?
Yeah, and everything out here, because I've went to a couple places and got everything out here from Arizona is still covered in dust always, you know.
Yeah, that's Coravir. No, that's not.
It's gonna go down and up.
She's gonna go.
Or the shield is missing.
Behind that head, you must have burgers and home there.
And then the thought is, why are they there and not on the vehicle?
Here you go.
Well, I think he must have parted out a few.
Oh,
This is what he was looking for.
Oh, those are some specialty.
yeah, that 4-lug too, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't even seen anything like that.
You know, this looks like V8 stuff.
13-inch
mixed.
kidney
Yeah.
mags.
There's some specialty something. Someone's gonna have a set somewhere sitting.
Yep.
I think this is off about a 48 Volvo. I'm not exactly sure. He
Yeah.
had a 48 Volvo or something. He
Yeah.
made a dragster out of it. So.
Oh.
But he didn't throw away the parts he took off, I guess,
How long ago did he pass?
in March of this year. Or
Last year.
last year. Yeah.
So,
All right.
so then over here, this is the pictures of what I posted. We've got these
Rear end
rear ends,
blocks.
blocks. There's more on the other side, and there's also quite a few. I think they were outside as bell housings.
Okay.
Yeah, over
Sure.
there. And
Oh,
then
some
over,
more heads over there.
yeah.
Okay.
Now this is where the. So he's got all these heads up here.
Holy cow. That's a lot of heads.
Yeah, and then he's got more
Yep.
here, and then down below.
Okay.
There's
Okay. Lots of
cylinders.
stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Lots of stuff. Like I said, I tried to save it. I got a Connex that filled up, and like I said, if somebody needs a parts, I try to help them out. You know, that's because there's a lot of people they just go and they scrap it all.
Yeah.
And I don't like
and there's
mixed in. Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of a hodgepodge of everything in here. I mean, if he was here, he'd tell you exactly where every part was.
Yeah. It's like Gary's place.
You know.
He's got stuff piled everywhere, and he's like, "Oh, I think it's in this drawer here." He pulls it open, and
Yep.
there it is.
Yeah, I do the same thing with my kids. They're like, "How do you know it's in there?" I said, "Just look."
Some clutch parts.
Yeah. Starters. I'm not sure they're.
Generators,
Yep.
starters. Yep.
Oil coolers.
Boy, oh, there's some AC stuff up there, it looks like, too.
Yeah.
Yep. And more heads.
Distributors.
You must have stripped out a dozen or more engines.
We said he had over 100 cars at one time.
Yeah.
Wow.
He said somebody from California came with car haulers and hauled out
More bell housings down there.
a couple car haulers full of cars and semi-truckload parts and
Yeah.
a few years back.
3 car auto transports in a semi.
Well, someone out there's in the Corvair's real big time.
Up in Washington.
Oh,
This-
Washington. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely, that could be where you can sell them rust-free Arizona cars.
Oh, everybody's selling stuff out of here, Arizona rust-free cars.
Yeah.
So, and then I don't know what's back here, but
Another block. Another engine back
Looks like a
there.
dash.
Another engine. Gary, bigger trailer.
Yep, I
Well,
think you're gonna need a bigger
I
trailer.
have
It was hard to tell, it's hard to tell.
there's a bunch of dashes, headlight bezels.
are these dashes for one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got one
Carburetor's
Headlight
over
bezels.
here.
There's some carbs over here.
Yeah. Man, there's
Is that a dash there?
here's a distributor pile, or some of them.
Yeah.
Parts, pieces. Some more engines. And wow.
$1 million bill.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's been a cool guy
The
to
only time you'd
know.
ever see one of them is
Right? He would have been a cool guy to know.
Yeah, I don't know why no one knew him.
Gary knows. Gary knew him.
Gary knew
He
him.
said he was in the club.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's a real nice guy. Give your shirt
These
off
are,
his back.
these are Hudson parts, Hudson transmission.
I don't think any of us are
Yeah.
interested in anything but Coravir stuff.
And then
This room back here, it's got a bunch of.
if you guys want to come around this way,
Watch your step, guys.
Manuals.
Well, you accumulate one piece at a time.
This reminds me of my dad. When my dad died, my God, it took me 6 months, and I didn't care if people took it. I had the neighbor scrap for 5 days a week for months. I just thought it was just too much.
so he's got he's got some stuff that are still. I don't know what a Coravir distributor looked like. Is that it right there?
Looks like one.
That looks like a standard.
Well,
small
okay, I could be
block
wrong.
Chevy.
Yeah.
But
Similar, but yeah. Okay.
he's got more jugs over here.
Yeah.
Probably got stuff brand new in the box still. Is that a distributor?
Hey, Mr. Gary.
What's that?
Is that a
Distributors over
distributor here?
Those ones look too big. Some of
That
them.
looks like a Ford.
Yeah, I don't think those are Coravir.
That looks like a Ford.
No, those are not Coravir.
And that says Chevy distributors in that box there.
But it looks like up in the top of there is some stuff in a GM thing. I don't know what they are. No, above. above it.
There's stuff all over.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That gray thing says Chevy distributor in parts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it looks like V8s.
Look at all those input sheets
There's
right there.
bell housing down here.
Starter.
Starter.
Again,
Generator.
there's a box of pistons there, and I'm not sure if they're.
Okay.
What about where your hand is?
Rear fin cover,
Oh, this right here.
which I could definitely be interested in.
I don't know if they're Coravir or what they are.
30 over.
Yep, they're Coravir.
Okay.
30,
30 over.
forged pistons.
Yep, there's Coravir.
So
I mean, the more I look in here, the more I want to see.
There's a bucket of carbs.
Turkey
Filing
roaster.
cabinets out to the street that's full. Every drawer had carburetors in.
Really?
Yeah.
Probably Coravir.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know what they're from. There's just so much stuff you couldn't even walk.
Where'd they go?
Don't know, but they disappeared.
Oh, shit, did you really?
Yeah. Well, we put them out there to
Oh,
get rid of them.
come get rid of them? Yeah.
Just,
Wow, there's a bunch of early generators.
radios, old tube radios everywhere.
Man, look at the size of those radios.
They're big.
Half the size of the
I got a couple of
Corvair.
crankshafts down here
40
and some,
cams too.
what you call it, drive shafts? You know what about that big?
Oh,
Gary will know right away when he looks at it.
Yeah.
little half shafts.
Yeah, there's a few of them, they're all rusty. So if they're rusty, they're no good. Or it takes $200 to grind the crankshafts to an undersize that you can't find bearings for.
Yeah.
You know, one of those deals. You rusty too.
That's quite a library here.
Oh, yeah. It's funny because I just started making a library in my shop.
Did you?
Yeah, because
The old ones, they're,
old ones because
Corvair
yeah, someone just brought me some more. They're like, oh, I don't want to throw them out.
Yep.
So I'm like, okay, some old manuals and stuff.
people have been trying to get me to just use that stuff.
Yeah, I should find some.
Yeah.
Well,
Parts and pieces.
yeah.
There's a couple of, there's only two things upstairs that I don't know if it's Coravir or not, but there's some trim up there.
Okay, there's an upstairs. Okay.
Thought I had the corner on drill bits, but it looks like he did.
Well, he actually had a huge drill press,
Yeah.
and then he had a lathe and a brake. And I'm talking, this stuff was the old cast iron.
Yeah.
You know.
Lasts for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crap you get.
Okay.
It's Coravir?
I don't even buy that stuff anymore.
Yeah.
It just,
All right.
But he had some friends that were retired machinists and stuff.
I just hate throwing stuff away.
Yeah, yeah.
Looking for it, yeah.
They
Yeah.
bought that.
sounds like somebody else.
100%.
Yeah, there is an upstairs, but that's got a lot of. He had a huge collection of railroad cars.
But he kept busy.
The everything was on a 3-rail track.
Yeah.
Yeah. And friend of his.
What'd you find?
There's some trim pieces and a grill.
Yeah.
A few pieces.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right. Well, see what we can do on it, I guess. So you going now?
All right, we got late model rear ends and transmissions, automatics, standard shifts. Yeah.
We got a lot to haul out. We hauled piles of heads. There's piles more heads, more engine blocks, rear ends,
Yep.
some ACs. There's just stuff all over the place. It's just lots of stuff.
Lots of goodies.
So just saving the Coravir stuff, you know, trying to save it.
Yep.
And then here. And then, what is this? Hudson? What year?
15,
15.
not a 2015.
15, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, 15 Hudson. Very cool. Lots of cool
Very
stuff
cool.
here. Yeah. So we'll be back in the morning, 7 o'clock with the flatbed, rolling it full of heavy
Parts
stuff.
and pieces and
Yeah, till we can't stand up. So, hey guys, it's been one crazy day. I had just gotten back home a little while ago, probably an hour and a half ago actually. I dropped Gary off. He grabbed his lights to feel things out of here. I said, whatever you need, we'll figure it out later. What I did is I had to move a vehicle and my car trailer, and pull out my tandem axle, check the tires. 'Cause I'm gonna take my tandem axle 12-foot trailer tomorrow and put transmissions, rear ends, engine blocks on there. Probably try to get the rest of the, I don't know, maybe the heads in here, and there's piles of this starters and generators and a bunch of the heavy stuff maybe in here. There's a bunch of bumpers. There's just a lot of, there's so much stuff, but there is other parts mixed in with it. So that was great having Gary there. I just had him, I said, just grab the small stuff. So this, my cab is full of like new old stock, completely full. And I literally would just grab what Gary gave me and threw it in there, you know. There was no time to sit there and sort. They want the place cleaned out. They don't want it to be taking a month. So I says I would have it done by the weekend. Or I know I'll be there tomorrow for a whole load in the morning at 7 in the morning. I'll be back the next day. I don't know. There's so much small stuff inside the building to pick around in and find and figure out. So I am going to stay out here till it's dark, whatever it takes. I'm going to get this unloaded, this unloaded. I pulled my custom one out, sorry, just to make space to put some stuff. I think when I do the trailer, I'm just going to tarp it up real good with some canvas tarps for now and leave it until I figure out where I'm going to go with all this stuff. This is crazy. So Gary was happy. It was crazy. And then Matthew, he reached out to me on this Corvair parts because it sounded like he talked to him. I had messaged him and haven't got nothing back. He messaged me. Everybody says call Scott Tom because he had to buy the whole thing as a package deal. So I do thank him for reaching out to me. He was looking for certain parts, rear end, and to build a motor and different things. And he had got some good stuff, I guess, according to Gary. Gary's like, he's getting some good stuff. I said, don't worry about it. I said, if it wasn't for him, I said somebody else would be here loading it up, or maybe nobody would. But you know, I says he's going to come there tomorrow morning and help load. He said he'll be there at 7 and help load. But yeah, he got like boxes of like some new pistons, and I don't know if he got new connector. He got all kinds of stuff. And Gary was kind of like, you know, he's taking a lot of good stuff. I said, it's fine. Just, you know, if I can help somebody out. I found Jeff, the machinist's 61 transmission mount for an automatic, and there's actually another one there on a transmission. So, you know, I sent him pictures of that, and he called me a little while ago. He goes, well, how much do I owe you? I says, you don't owe me nothing, dude. Like, you make stuff for me, you take care of me. I says, you don't owe me anything. And he's laughing, you know. So anyways, the deal was after we walked around and looked at everything there, and like I said, their ad had read originally $5,000 or best off or something like that. And a lot of people had messaged in about, you know, it was hard to tell with just a few pictures of how much stuff. And I couldn't believe how much stuff there actually was. And so a lot of people had messaged saying, you know, from what I see, it's worth a couple $100, or you should just have somebody come get it for free, or it's going to go to scrap, you know. And so anyways, yeah, so we went and got it. I forget where I'm trying to go with this. I'm tired, and I'm going to be out here till way late. So anyways, yeah, we came up with a price. I said, well, how much ticket? I said, this is a lot of work cleaning all this out, you know, and it is. It's going to be a few more trailer loads, and it's an hour one way, and actually it took about an hour and 20 minutes getting back because of traffic. So I said, well, how much? And he says, well, how about $600? And I said, are you fine with that? He says, yeah. I says, okay. I says, I'm fine with it, you know. So, and so here we are. Lots of dusty stuff. All the boxes are like breaking on the bottom, all that kind of fun stuff. So I'll show you a little bit what I got here. I wanted to do more filming and stuff yesterday, but it was just like, today, but it was just like, just load and get it out. We were there for 4 hours just to get this stuff, you know. And then, well, Gary's an older guy. I kept telling him, take a break. And, you know, so he'd have a smoke break. And I turn around, he's trying to climb up the ladder to see what's on these racks. I said, Gary, I said, no. I said, you're not allowed to climb up the ladder. Oh, why? I can get, I says, because I don't want somebody getting hurt, you know. I says, let me go up there, you know, because there's stuff up, way up on these racks. So anyways, it was fun. I'll shoot some pictures as I unloaded here, I guess a few, and show you what I have inside from what you can see. And we'll be back at it tomorrow morning at, be out there at 7. So, all right, I guess. Let's get unpacking this crap. I don't know what I'm thinking. Hey, Jackie. So yeah, in here, I know we have 3 FC blocks and a late model block. I think a late model. I don't know. And there's I don't know how many heads are in here. There's got to be 30, 40 heads in here, 30 of them. Dashes, there's, you know, dash clusters, there's bunch of stuff. I couldn't stack it high. That was the problem with this, you know. The heads are stacked 3 high in there with heavy blankets on top of them. And they all seem to be just like early no 140s. So no 140 stuff. So let's go look in the truck. Yeah, in here, I don't even know what's all in here, to tell you the truth, besides the hubcaps I can see. But there's trim, there's new trim, there's grills, there's some brand new grills. Brand new old stock, boxes of stuff. I don't even, tell you the truth, I don't even know. There's just, you know, I don't even know. It's full, and it's, there's a whole bunch of dashes in there for like Greenbrier or FCs and cars. And I just threw this over the top of it, but in here is just, oh, didn't want that to drop. Just all kinds of stuff. Brand new remote mirrors, I don't know. There's just boxes and boxes of boxes of new stuff, new old stock, bumper guards, push guards, shocks. I don't know. It's full, and this is all good stuff. There's bearings, there's condensers, probably points. There's piles and piles of stuff. It's just hard to tell from here, you know. Yeah. So, anyways, sun's gonna be going down here pretty soon, so I got a lot of piling up to do and a lot of unloading to do, and get this truck ran in and get it full of diesel. I pushed that one out, so I have almost a fairly good big area here, but I don't know. Let's just start stacking it up and get her done. All right, here's some trim. That whole cart is completely loaded. Yeah, I know. I don't know why I got them caps and rotors there for V8. Somehow I ended up with them. Gary's throwing piles, I'm carrying them, but everything else here is supposed to be all mostly new old stock. I don't know. And so you got a late model AC. Those are just 3 FC blocks down there and a couple others. Some jugs, yeah, I don't know. Boxes of stuff here that needs to go through. There's 36 heads right there, and there's another big stack of them. I don't know how many more is there. Maybe another 20, maybe more. And yeah, who's crazy now? I think I am. This is all parts, and I actually started to stack stuff on the shelf down here that I was cleaning out because I want to get this shelf out of here. And I got a feeling that shelf's going to be cleaned out and filled back up again. So it is late, it's dark. Oh, and I also put a whole bunch of stuff in the storage container. I threw some trim up there. I carried a bunch of stuff and stacked in the storage container, a bunch of hubcaps, all kinds of bunch of parts, dashes. So I got my trailer empty. I'm just going to blow it out. Truck is all cleaned up, blankets folded. I just got to get these in the back of there for tomorrow, so I got a few more things to put stuff in. So you guys, I'm beat, tired, filthy. I saw I'll move this trailer to the side, blow it out, move it to the side, hook up my tandem axle trailer for tomorrow. Well, I'm gonna go get fuel filled up with diesel, hook up my tandem axle so I'm ready to go in the morning, And yeah, I don't know. $600, we'll see. I got a bunch more stuff to get and find homes for it, because it all can't be all over my place here. I got to put my vehicle back in here. I don't know, maybe I'll stack a bunch on that shelves, but just to bury all these little parts and not be able to get at them, you know, I'm gonna have Gary come over here and for a day and pick through all this stuff, a lot of it, and figure out what's what. So long day, it's already going on. It's about 20 to 8, and probably another hour and a half. Maybe I get to a shower and go to bed and get up at 3 and be by Gary's at 6 and be over there at 7. So we'll go do it again. See what we can dig up. All right, we'll go back at it. Well, we've been out here. We got out here at 7, started working about 10 after 7. We got a bunch of rear ends and motors and pieces. Started to stack it up. A couple turkey roasters. Getting it loaded up what we can. Some of the big stuff, and we'll keep at it. A lot of stuff, a lot of stuff. So, all right, guys, another load back. I went over by Gary's this morning and picked him up at 6. We got over there. Well, I was over at Gary's a little after 6, and got over there about 7. Got in there and started loading at about 10 after 7, and started loading all the heavy stuff. Man, I'm whooped. I was whooped after we loaded just the rear ends and some of the motors here, and some of this, and I was already whooped after the first 2 hours. We spent 3.5 hours there. I didn't get to bed till 11 o'clock last night. By the time I got everything swept up, cleaned up here, got diesel for the truck. So I'm going on 4 hours of sleep about. And yeah, if even Gary's like, man, I'm tired. And the truck has a bunch of old bumpers in there. There's some other stuff in there, but Gary bought a whole bunch of oil from the guy. I'm surprised he didn't just give it to him, but a whole bunch of oil and fluids. So Gary took all that. So we got that. When I dropped Gary off, we unloaded all that and a few other pieces you want. But yeah, there is like 19 turkey roasters right here, and another maybe 20 heads, and I don't know how many rear ends are here, and there's some blocks and motor pieces, and I don't even know. It's just another 3.5 hours of just loading, and there's so much stuff there. It's in the shelves on the floor, piled behind our stuff. You move this other stuff, and next thing you know, there's piles and piles of Coravir parts. So we definitely probably be able to fill the truck in this trailer up again there easily, I'm expecting. But I want to try to find some milk crates. My buddy at the scrapyard here, I usually go there if I need some milk crates. I'll give him my scrap and he gives me stuff, but he's always gets piles of them there. And so if I could find 20 of them things, that would help. At least we could put stuff in it and stack it in there. If I could get this unloaded. I don't want to really unload it in here, but I might have no choice for it now. I absolutely do not know where I'm going to go with all this. I did not expect it to be this much stuff. I knew it was a lot from looking at it, but when you just start pulling and pulling and pulling, there's more and more, and it doesn't stop coming out. And you start looking under stuff on shelves, and next thing you go, you got another big pile. There's exhaust manifolds. There's probably 20, 30 of them in one spot. It just keeps coming and coming. I keep telling Gary, I was like, do I need this? He wants me to take every single piece, even if it's junk, you know? I mean, here's just a empty case, but he's like, take everything. I'm like, well, you don't understand. I gotta put it somewhere, you know? I can't be like him and just start piling piles of it outside around your place. And you can't put this in, you start piling this in his shed. It's like his shed, you got no floor in it because it just busts through. It's a lot of weight here. I'm really happy and glad I did get back. You know, I felt the axle bearings are warm, just normal, but I'm glad I got back. Took it easy down the freeway and got her home. So now the trick is to figure out what the heck to do with it, or where to put it all, you know. So I'm gonna be going back, not tomorrow, Thursday, and we're going to be going back at about, I think we're going to be there about 8 o'clock or so on Thursday, a little later, and that way it gives me time now to kind of put this up somewhere and figure out where to go with it. And I don't know. I was originally just planning on taking this trailer, parking it, covering it for now, and finding a place and do something with it. But you know, tarp it up real nice with some canvas tarps. But I may need this trailer again because my little enclosed ain't gonna hold a lot. Doesn't hold a lot of weight. So, and you know, yeah, and I'm tired. I'm burnt. 4 hours of sleep. Went to bed at 11. Time I got everything cleaned up here in a truck, I went and filled that up, and you know, moved trailers around and aired up the tires and make sure everything's going. So yeah, I'm burnt and tired, but I got to keep at it and get this done. I need to be working on that ramp side in there. It was supposed to be pretty close to being done by the weekend, you know, getting pretty close to maybe close to firing up. It should have been, but not now. It's another week. So I think I have a disorder. Don't you guys agree? Bink's Corvair disorders. Corvair hoarders. Well, if you need a part, I should have it. And like I said, Gary, I said, you know, we need to go through some of this and see what's scrap and what's not. Because like I said, he wants to take every little thing. And I said, you know, I'm not taking these old, some of these old rusty parts. I said, this is junk. And he said, well, you might get something off of it. I'm like, I'm not storing this for just to toss it away later. So even a couple of these pieces, I said, well, what's that tin? He goes, I don't know. I don't recognize from a Coravir, but throws it on there. So anyways, all right. Well, I got to start working or start figuring out where I'm going to start putting this stuff. I can put a little in the Connex back there. I got rims piled up back there. I can move them into another shed, nice and neat, and take a few of these things and put in there, but not much. Anyways, I need a fork truck, a pallet racking, and a warehouse. All right. Talk to you later. All right, guys. It's Wednesday. It's already 11 o'clock. I've been out here unloading what I can. Yeah, I went to bed early last night, and I woke up at 12, and I was like, started thinking about where am I going to go with all this stuff. And then my mind starts going, I can't go back to bed. So about 5.5 hours of sleep and up, editing this morning, and out here unloading it. That's the rest of the heads. I don't know. I didn't even count. That's crazy. I hope there's no more there. There's a lot more stuff on the trailer here. Rear ends. I'm just throwing them here. I had 13 motor halves, some kind of complete. This really weird one here. This, I don't know what they had written on here, Corvair Performance. So, anyways, we're just getting her cleaned up and done. Also, what I did yesterday is I had sold my 66 Corvair Monza with the 110, and it was red. It was covered up back here. I didn't really want it sitting outside, and I wasn't going to get to it. I bought that one with a package deal of 3 Corvairs that I had to take all 3 of them. So like I was saying, I had to take all 3 to Corvairs and buy them. It was a deal. It was a really funky deal. I had like literally, the guy had called me, couldn't make up his mind. He called me at the last minute and at 11 o'clock and said, you got to get rid of these 3. If you want them, you got to come get them. So I had to stop what I was doing. I was on the other side of town, rent a trailer at the time because I didn't have a trailer, and go and get that 2 of them, and that one didn't have the rear end under nothing, and I had to put that all under there and get them all out of there as quick as I could. It was a halfway decent car, not too bad, but there was some rust on the bottom of the one door. I don't think it was on the other door, and there was some rust behind the front wheels. There was some scratches all over the car. The car looked really good from like 25 feet away, but there were scratches all over it, and it looked like he took a paint marker and actually filled them in with the wrong color. So that made the car look like crap. The interior was, it was okay. You know, it was, you know, drivable. It wasn't special. The driver's seat on the top corner was kind of crispy from, well, probably from the heat and the sun. And this guy actually had called me. He got my number through the Cactus Corvair Club. And he called me and seen if I had any Corvairs for sale, because he was Coravir-less. He sold his Corvair, and then now he was regretting selling it. So I guess he's been working on Corvairs for about 40 years. And he said he wanted a late model, and that's the only one I had. And I said, well, you know, it's just sitting here again. It's going to heck sitting here. So I ended up selling it to him, and then he bought a few parts. He bought off the trailer here, he grabbed a 4-speed that he had wanted to put in that car, because I told him, I said I was told it was only had a 3-speed, and the car was supposed to be complete, and it was actually missing some tins, the air filter. There was some stuff missing, actually even the flywheel. When I bought that, I was not very familiar with Corvairs, and the guy said everything was there, and it was in his garage taken apart. And it was such a rush to get that thing out of there that everything just got thrown in bins and boxes, and that was about it. And actually, the flywheel in there, it wasn't even a Corvair. He's like, this is a Volkswagen. There was a guy in the Volkswagen. So I was like, no. I says, I have no idea why it's a Volkswagen. So, anyways, he was very happy, and yeah, this is all that new old stock stuff. I'm filling up the shelf that I was emptying in my shop and didn't want to fill up. So, so anyways, he was very happy. He forgot his steering wheel. There was I put a walnut steering wheel in there or something. And from it sitting outside, that thing kind of got dry and kind of weird. And so he forgot the steering wheel in the underneath pan. So he's from 2.5 hours from here, but he'll be back to grab it in another couple weeks. I said it'll be here. It won't go nowhere. So anyways, the back of the truck is still full too. Just bumpers, and I don't even know what's in there. So it was very good to have actually a day off. So I could kind of get all this taken care of. And now I got to try to go get milk crates. I found a guy that's got a whole bunch of them for a few bucks a piece. I might be able to go get 25, 30 of them. I think I'll need that. So anyways, I'm gonna get back at it. Well, that's what I have for motor halves and motors. And there's one more, I think late model over there that Gary wanted. Well, actually I have it on the trailer. I put it on the back of the trailer to take it over by Gary's house. Gary wanted it. All right. Me and Jackson got all this unloaded out of the truck and trailer. There's a pile of bumpers in the back too. There's some radios there, 8-track player. It's pretty cool. I like that. And all this stuff, Jesus. And a couple bell housings. AC pump in a box. Another one there. There's another one over here too. And trim. There's a lot more trim there. There's a lot more everything still there. There's another compressor in there. Bunch of seat belts. I call that a pretty good find. I actually found that 12 plate for a 12 plate cooler, oil cooler. And yeah, you know, there's just all kinds of stuff. There's a couple of these, there's some more somewhere else. Just hit it up, but better than nothing. So anyways, you've seen this already here, but anyways, got it unloaded. Is there anything good here? As of right now, I have like 300 invested in it. I recouped 300 bucks already and sold a couple pieces. Well, guys, there is just so many parts over there, and I'm running out of room. Where am I going to put it all? And there's so much video footage, pictures, and stuff I got to show you and share to you. we are going to do it in 2 parts. So this is going to be the end of part 1. I already found some good useful stuff. I found these carburetor cross shafts here and went ahead and bead blasted them and painted them. I only needed 1. I need 1 for the 61 here because the one on there is incorrect. So yeah, we'll get back at it in video 2. And it's going to get very interesting because I'm going to drag something else home at the end of all this and have to do another whole video on just that. Let me know, is it worth all the work? I don't have much money into it, just my time, you know, time is money. But let me know, what do you think? Put your comments below. Let me know, and check out video 2. Anyways, I guess that's gonna wrap up this one. Thanks for watching. Bink's Coravir Addiction.